Welcome back. 8:46 right now. Busy week in Florida politics. A federal judge has sided with Florida against the CDC's conditional sailing order. Governor Ron DeSantis pulls ahead of former President Trump in a recent straw poll, and a controversial auto insurance bill could be vetoed now. Ryan Elijah standing by. He's got former State Senate President Mike Haridopolos with him as well. Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Amy, thanks. Mike, thanks for sticking around, by the way.
My pleasure.
Let's start with the judge siding with Florida and Governor DeSantis over the CDC's no-sail order. So a big deal politically, but what impact might it have on the cruise industry?
Well, it's going to have a massive impact on the cruise industry. As you know, for over a year now, the industry was absolutely decimated by COVID and the challenges that it faced. And then the federal government came down with some very strict orders, very restrictive in general, that would all but continue to ruin the cruise industry, which we know is a multi-billion-dollar industry here in Florida, especially in our home community, Cape Canaveral, et cetera. What Ron DeSantis, our governor, and of course our Attorney General Ashley Moody were able to do is to say, look, let's come up with reasonable guidelines so that people can go out and still enjoy cruises, especially with all the success we've had with vaccines and doing the right thing here in Florida and across the country. And what the CDC was putting on too burdensome regulations, it would have all but crippled the industry. Florida fought it. They won. Now the CDC has to come up with what we've called mere guidelines, what you should or shouldn't do, but not requirements. This will give a lot more flexibility to not only companies, but travelers to make an informed decision as to what's best for their family and what precautions to take and risks they might have to take should they take a cruise. But it should help build the cruise industry back up, which was decimated. We're very excited here in Brevard County because it is a linchpin of our economy.
Oh, it's huge. And there's so many tens of thousands of workers that have been waiting for these days to come. Let's shift gears a little bit. We've talked about DeSantis' national exposure. Well, he wins the national straw poll over former President Trump now for 2024. So what does that signal? And can he ignore those kind of polls?
Well, it's darn impressive. And I think the reason why he's enjoying so much success, because he proved to be right about a lot of things. So whether it be the mask mandate, these vaccine passports, now more recently winning the fight against the CDC along with Attorney General Ashley Moody, he's a very successful governor. Our economy has got back on its feet faster than any other in the nation. And people really like his style. And so he is kind of Donald Trump without some of the, let's just say, controversial statements. And so when you have a movement like that and the willingness to stand up to the press, the willingness to stand up to the, let's say, overburdensome federal government like we saw with the CDC and the vaccines, et cetera, he's going to be a popular guy. It's the reason why he's a big favorite to win. He's raising gobs of money. Whether he run against Nikki Fried or Charlie Crist, he's got a huge advantage as far as money, and people nationally are taking interest. And the fact that he's pretty much even right now with former President Trump really says a lot about his popularity. But more importantly, I know in his mind, because the policies work. He's not a big politics or politician guy. He's a policy guy, and these policies are working. And I think this is why so many people are gravitating towards him.
I want to hit on this real quick, Mike. We've talked a lot about this auto insurance bill that passed in the legislature, but it could now get vetoed. Why is this?
Well, the reason why it's likely to be vetoed is that rates will simply go up. When you require people to get more insurance, you're going to pay more for it. So there's a lot of debate back and forth what's the right thing to do. But the concern for so many people is rates can go up as high as 40% for those people who have minimum coverage. And when you have higher insurance rates, that means people can't afford them. And that means more uninsured motorists. And with more uninsured motorists, it means that your bill and mine, who are insured, will go up even further. And so the latest study shows a big potential increase. So it looks likely that the government will veto this bill because of those reports and the concern that the last thing we need after COVID is higher car insurance rates, which are already very high.
Yeah, we've already got prices going up everywhere. I don't think we need car insurance rates. Mike, good stuff. Got to leave it there. Thanks for your time this morning.
Well, it's a pleasure, Ryan. Have a great week.
All right, Danielle.
Ryan, thanks so much. 10 now before the hour.